Rebirth is sweatier than it has ever been. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down a recent high kill solo quads game that I had in a super sweaty lobby, giving you tips and strategies that will ultimately allow you to have more success. Now we're going to start this from the very beginning. You are going to watch me hit the Q button here to actually get into the game. And on top of that, I'm going to be showing you geolocation at the beginning of the game and at the end of the game. Now go ahead, look in the top left hand screen in the corner. You can see me speed this up. I'm not fast forwarding by 10 seconds. I'm not cutting anything, I'm not clipping anything. I'm just fast forwarding so that we can actually get into the game. Now when it comes to sweaty lobbies, guys, we have to keep it simple. The biggest difference between sweaty lobbies and bodier lobbies is going to be the pace that everything happens. Everything happens much quicker. Your decisions have to be quicker, your aim has to be better, and if you are subscribed, we talk about the 4 main things all the time, which by the way, if you're not subscribed, guys, my whole goal is just help you become a better player. Ultimately get more kills, play more consistent, get more wins. So if you are looking to get better, make sure you are subscribed down below. But we always go back to those 4 things: aim, movement, positioning, and gameplay strategy. We got to hit high damage areas. We've got to use basic movement to take less damage in gunfights. We've got to play good positioning, patient on our approach, make sure we're, positioning ourselves well with cover. We're going to show geolocation real quick. I'm obviously going to hide my IP address here and my exact geographic region here, but you can see that I am on a US server here. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. So aim, movement, positioning, and then of course gameplay strategy. Paying attention to things like weapon pings, paying attention to your cash flow, making sure we're regaining well, challenging with momentum, knowing when to disengage versus re-engage. So all of those little things go into being able to not only survive, but drop a good amount of kills in a sweaty lobby. Now, starting off here, I'm going to land in the exact same spot every single game. Now, what I will say here, guys, is if you are struggling in an area, like hypothetically speaking, say you know chem like the back of your hand, but you're struggling to actually win it and be able to get loadout guns or get kills early, switch it up. Don't feel like you have to commit, but I know that I feel most comfortable here. I can get a bunch of kills, and on top of that, I can potentially get my loadout guns pretty quickly. Now, I kind of play this a little bit different than I usually do. We're going to get into the mix a little bit quicker and kind of act on these weapon pings that are over this way. By the way, in terms of this, guys, I do pause a lot because I really like to go in depth and break stuff down. Any important play that happens or any crazy situation, I will pull it back and play it full speed after we talk about it. This way you can really see what I'm seeing. Now, I see multiple enemies fighting here in the bunker building. As soon as I get the cluster mine, my thought is, not only let's go have some fun, but let's go make their life difficult here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of work my way inside and throw the cluster mine where it's just a pain for them, where they've got to, basically be trapped. But what do I notice in this moment? The weapon ping. Okay, so when I go to throw this down here, what I see is this guy over this direction. You have to pay attention to weapon pings. We're going to talk about this more, not only throughout this video, but here in a second. So I throw this down, immediately work my way over here to challenge this guy. You also see a little bit of that hip fire, okay? So watch how I start ADS, and then when he pushes to me, I'm going to un-ADS this, okay? Notice right here, he's super close. He can potentially slide around me here. So what are we going to do? We're going to un-ADS. I jump backwards. That allows me to keep this enemy in front of me, at which point I can easily get that kill right there. What do the weapon pings show, or minimap pings after a kill? 3 guys, nobody really around me here. So I know that I'm at least okay to jump back in the building. But what do you remember? Don't forget about these guys that are chilling down below here in the bunker, right? So I know that these guys are still down here, but I also know that I have the cluster mine, and it's going to protect me for a little bit here. Now, I hear a bunch of audio. I'm not 100% sure where, and I kind of use this FJX to bait them, right? I want to bait them into pushing up the stairs, getting caught by the cluster mine, at which point I can pick up a kill. But as I go to shoot, look at this window right here, okay? Watch this window right here. See that little bit of movement, okay? Watch it full speed. Now that you know it's there, watch how quick this little subtle glimpse of this enemy is that I catch. At which point, I'm going to go ahead and act on that. See that little bit of movement? Boom, we go ahead and push across. I'm playing patient here. He jumps out. We're going to go ahead and get this kill right here. Now, when we talk about minimap pings after a kill, guys, whether it's minimap pings after a kill, whether it's a UAV being up, whether it's a weapon ping, one of the biggest things, 2 big things. Number 1, picking up on multiple pieces of information. And number 2, remembering as much information as possible. When I look at these minimap pings, I see that these guys are on his team. Okay, so those guys are on his team. This guy is not. This guy's in tower, but I still take note of that. If there were people prison, I would recognize it. If there were people down here, I would recognize it. So you need to be able to pick up on multiple pieces of information and say, hey, not only do I see the guys in control, but I know that I have one enemy above me. Now I see that I have multiple enemies on the rooftop of prison as well. And by the way, don't forget about the team that's over in bunker to your right side here in headquarters, and I do have that cluster mine down still. So that's all things that I'm thinking about. Now, what else do I notice? I don't have any cash flow here. I would love to be able to get my static as quick as possible, but I don't have anything at the moment to really work off of. We grab the bounty contract for cash flow purposes. Hopefully that gets poached, gives me some easy cash. I love this play, by the way. There's something that you can pick up on here. So kind of two things that I want to break down. Number one, why do I push over to control? I've been feeling really comfortable in control lately, especially when I have my static. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got $3,200, which is enough for me to buy my SMG. So I'm going to work this way, and then I'm going to go ahead, buy my static, and get into control where I can start finessing and playing those close quarters. But before that happens, I end up hearing this guy to my right side and catching a quick glimpse. Now, I'm going to use the car as cover here, right? I'm going to use the car as cover and force him to make a play. He has no cover. I do. Now, I'm going to catch him on the right side right here. And I think the bigger thing, guys, is understanding what guns you have. I know that I have a 100-round Bruin right here. So I'm just going to keep shooting, okay? We're just going to keep shooting. I know this guy has a pistol. We're able to get both kills. Now, listen. Immediately, I hear an enemy back behind me. So what do? We're going to go ahead and just start to finesse. Now, the biggest thing with finessing, guys, is not running in straight lines, okay? Ready? Boom. We break the line of sight. Boom. We break the line of sight. Now, I'm going to expect that he keeps chasing me. So, boom. We go back in. We try to break the line of sight again. We try to break the line of sight again. Now, at this point, I think I can catch him chasing. So what do? We lay prone. Why do I lay prone? Because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll attack sprint out through this way, and I can catch him in attack sprint and be able to get that kill. The moment he doesn't, what do? We back off and we go buy our SMG. Shoot that guy up top just to give me a little bit of window to buy this static. And now we go ahead and we know we have that confidence, right? I have a better SMG than probably 99% of the lobby at this point because they're still dealing with early game. Puts me in a really good position mobility-wise, you know, range-wise, TTK-wise, comfortability-wise to be able to get these kills early. Did you notice anything that I did there that helped me get out of that situation? Watch me strafe backwards, okay? So I know that I'm in a really bad spot here. Head on 50-50, really tough angle, not that much aim assist through this little window right here. I know that aim assist gets broken here. I'm in a really bad spot. So what do? Look how much I strafe backwards into the right to be able to get behind cover. Okay, so I know that I'm in a bad spot. So I'm going to pull backwards here and then be able to go right, break that line of sight, and now we can start to finesse. Those are the little things right there. Hey, I'm not in a good spot. By the way, let's go pick up the smoke grenade right here because that's going to be a huge advantage. Let's go ahead and pull back behind cover because I know I'm not in a good position. Supply box UAV. We're going to shift this game. Guys, if you are subscribed, 20 kill game, 4-4-6-6, right? 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 6 in the third, 6 in end game. I'm already at 4 here. This right here is a check mark. Now, what do? I really would like to build on this and get to 6 to 8, at which point I'm on 30 pace. But what's the most important thing? Loadout, loadout, loadout. The more you can fight with loadout, the better off you're going to be. So I'm going to leave the people who were in the prison lobby. Let's go grab loadout here real quick, which gives me my deter, right? Deter is a huge advantage for those long range kills. Then from here, we switch even further and we say, hey, I'm at $3,300. Let's go buy perk package, finish this thing off, and then we're in a great position to really get aggressive here in this first circle. I hear some people floating around, not 100% sure where. Let's go push over this direction. We're going to open this crate. Bounty poached, exactly like I told you could potentially happen earlier. We're going to go ahead. We're going to grab Legionnaire perk package. Biggest thing, guys, is loadout, loadout, loadout. We are going to fight with loadout throughout this entire game, and we'll talk about regain throughout because I do die once or twice. We buy portable radar here. Why? I don't have anything to work on. I love this play, and I'm going to break this down, and then we're going to watch it. 1 enemy above, 2 enemies on my level. Now, I'm going to see enemy number 1 right here, okay? And I'm going to see enemy number 2 right here, okay? So enemy number 1, enemy number 2. I'm going to go ahead and shoot this guy first, okay? But what am I going to use? I'm going to use this wall right here as my cover. So I'm always thinking about angles. What does this wall allow me to do? Get the clean kill. The clean kill means now I can challenge enemy number 2 immediately. How do we challenge enemy number 2? We're going to slide out. So he's going to be shooting to my left. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel here. I'm going to jump and strafe left. Boom. At which point you can see his shots missing to my right here. And that's going to give me the window that I need to get the kill. By the way, look. He's broken. I'm not. Okay? Boom. Then we go ahead. We use the smoke. We get the thirst. And I'm just going to watch these guys. Okay? Watch which way these guys are pushing. Okay? Just watch the minimap here. See which way they're pushing? See how they're kind of pushing my direction, but they're not aggressively pushing me? So hold on. We're going to pull this back. I'll show you full speed here. See how they're not aggressively pushing me? Boom. I'm just going to chill right here. By the way, what are we in? We're in a 1v2 situation, right? So again, I just need to get that first down. Then I can go kill enemy number 2 because I'm not dealing with enemy number 3 or 4. Full speed. High damage areas you see. Then we watch minimap. Watch which way are they moving to. They're kind of pushing my direction. Not fully though. Not fully. So I know I can play a little bit of positioning here with the deter. By the way, we're already up to 6 kills. Let's go ahead and see what we can find. And when I don't see them, I know that I can start to work my way up. Still working my way up. I'm expecting these guys to peak. I just don't see them anywhere. So we start to work back through. Now, when we talk about one of the most important things, guys, look at the weapon pings. Weapon pings above. So I'm going to chuck the C4 just for fun, see if I can get anything, and I can't. Guy over to my right side. We're just going to clear through. Grab that smoke. Smokes are huge when it comes to outplay potential. Look at the centering. Boom. Okay? When it comes to these sweaty lobbies, guys, your margin for error gets very small. Your margin for error gets small, and as I mentioned earlier, the pace happens quicker. Everything happens quicker. So our centering has to be better. Look at the centering right here. Centering on the door. Watch me center through here. Boom. See how I'm centered? Crosshairs are out. I'm ready to shoot. Is my centering perfect? No, but I'm ready to go. Centering. Boom. Centered around the corner. You've got to be thinking about where enemies are, especially when we're in these hot areas where we're not 100% sure where enemies are. We've got to just be constantly centering around corners. Good shots. Can't quite get the thirst right there. I hear this guy chasing me. We're just going to keep clearing through. Boom. Clearing through. Right centering. Watch me center around this corner here. Watch the centering. That's just an awkward situation that I did not play well. But let me go back to here, guys. I want you to watch this. There's 2 things. This is super, super, super important. Okay? Number 1, centering around the corner. Number 2, I'm already shooting. Number 3, he's caught in attack sprint. Remember earlier I told you that a lot of people get caught in attack sprint because they're not thinking about where. If he had centered and slide canceled around this and pushed through and anticipated, this is a much dirtier fight, right? This is probably a 50-50 situation. We both take damage, and then the reality is, yeah, then in that case, enemy number 2 probably gets me at that point. But what are we going to do? We hip fire. This guy's broken before he can even shoot me. He can't even get a bullet off. That's why right there, I'm able to get this kill without taking any damage. What does that mean? That means enemy number 2, who's right behind, I can challenge immediately. And yeah, it gets awkward. I wanted to slide cancel around that corner. I missed the slide part. It's ugly, but we're going to go ahead and clean it up. We're going to clean it up. We're immediately going to start to finesse here. And unfortunately, we get third party. That guy was not on that team. It is what it is. We're at 8 kills here early. We're in a really, really, really good spot. Now, let's go ahead. Let's be really strategic flying back in, right? Aim, movement, positioning, gameplay strategy. This is going to be the gameplay strategy component with being able to get our loadout guns back. Like I said, the more we can fight with loadout, the better off we are going to be. Let's go ahead. My one thought here, I have 2 thoughts in this moment. Number 1, let's get plates. Number 2, let's get 1 kill. Okay? So plates obviously put me in a good position to fight. And then right here, we're going to get that kill right there. That gives me information to start to work off of. Now, I don't really have a ton in this moment, right? I have those guys top prison. I can't really act on anything quickly. So we're just going to start working our way over this way. I do notice right here, guys, that I'm at $5,000. Okay? What does that mean? It means we're really close to a UAV here, right? UAV tells me exactly what I need to know, exactly who I need to push, how I need to push, how aggressive I can be. I don't need that supply box UAV at the moment because I obviously have my loadout and everything. Also notice 8 teams left here. We're on really good pacing. I don't need that bomb drone. I'm never going to use it. Let's go ahead and pop Yui. Let's go ahead and grab more. Nope, I ended up going plates there. I could have gone portable there, but let's go ahead and grab plates. We see that 3 enemies are above here. Now, in this moment, guys, what do you notice? There's one thing that you really need to work on more than anything else. When you have information up, watch the solo player. Okay, like I don't necessarily want to go push the 1v2. I noticed this solo player over here as well, but I'm going to go push this solo guy. That's immediately what I recognize. 2 enemies above me, 1 enemy down below, kind of pushing to my left a little bit. We're going to anticipate really well here. We get the down, we get the thirst. Now from there, we start to kind of work our way through. Once again, anticipating, trusting high alert at right side, which means this guy's down on my level here. One mistake I made in this situation was I threw that thermite too early. I didn't need to throw my thermite. If I had my thermite right here, I'm in a much better position to be able to take out that enemy. But as soon as I don't, I've got to get out of here. Like, I've got to back off out of this situation, go back to playing my positioning. Now, a big thing that you can really work on, and this takes time, guys. This isn't going to happen overnight. You've got to get better aim. You've got to work on your movement. You've got to trust your ability to re-challenge here. This is very simple. This is a very predictable play. High alerted left side. We're going to break the line of sight. We're going to anticipate that he chases, and we're going to catch him off guard. Once again, notice he had a slide cancel there, right? So that slide cancel gives him the ability to shoot quicker, but even in that case, I break him. He's gotten 1 bullet off on me. Also, notice, guys, here that we don't just slide cancel out and stay still, right? Watch how I also jump left. I also jump left here. See how that jump left, watch his bullets fly right past me. You can see his bullets going to my right side here. Ready? Right side. You see how he's missing to my right because I jumped left? So that's where we look at this, by the way, guy to my left side here. That's where we always talk about, if you are subscribed, simple movements, advanced combination. That's just the slide cancel jump strafe. It's just a slide cancel, and then I jump, and I push my left stick left, right? We're just combining everything together. Does it take time to work on and practice? Yes. But it's simple movements, advanced combinations, positioning. 2 teams fighting down below me. I have 0 idea how many enemies it is. So we're just going to chill up top here. We're just going to play a little bit of positioning. We're going to play a little bit strategic. We're going to kind of work our way around, try to see what we can find here. I'm not really seeing anything at the moment, so we're just going to kind of keep working our way through. And what do? We once again play our positioning. Where do we play our positioning from? Down low here. Now, I want you to watch this, guys, because what you're going to see here is my ability to recognize when I am going to go down and lose a gunfight, okay? So I immediately see this guy, but then I catch a glimpse of this guy too, okay? Boom, right? See how quick I reacted? And that reaction was not to me getting shot. That reaction was to me seeing 2 enemies, because I know that that's not winnable. Boom, right? We're out. We break that line of sight, and now we immediately start to finesse, and as long as we're breaking the line of sight, we're good. And what do? We immediately work our way towards where we want to get to next and where we want to challenge from. Down, thirsted. Now, why did I get the thirst there, okay? This is one of the toughest parts, and guys, I know I'm throwing a lot at you, so like maybe take some notes, maybe just implement some minor things, but I want to throw as much at you as possible because that's what it takes in these lobbies to drop these high kills. Why do we get the thirst here? The question about whether you should get a thirst or not is not cookie cutter. It's really, really tough to get a grasp. The reason that I went for the thirst here is because, number 1, I did not take any damage. Okay. Number 2, I know how easy I can break the line of sight. So you can see here that I get the thirst. This guy starts shooting me, but he, at this moment, can no longer shoot me. Okay. So I know that I have a small window there to get the thirst, which does 3 things for me. Number 1, takes this enemy out of the fight, right? So now I'm in a 1v3. Okay. I don't have to worry about that 4th enemy at the moment and worry about whether they're going to revive or not revive. Is he going to self-revive? I know I'm in a 1v3. Number 2, gives me the kill, right? Why we need to get the kills. That's the most, how often have you had those super high damage games where you just don't get the kills? It's super frustrating. So gives us the kill. Number 3, gives us the information, right? So now I know what my next decision is here, which is a little bit of a weird one. This guy's on my level to the right side. We have 2 enemies down below, kind of in a weird spot. So we just kind of push this direction here after clearing it, anticipating around that corner, clearing by the zip. Now we're just going to play a little bit of patience here. Watch how patient I am, guys. Just because you know where an enemy is doesn't mean that he knows where you are. Let me repeat that. Just because you know where an enemy is doesn't mean that he knows where you are. Dead. One down below, one up above, right? See how long I waited there? I waited for him to jump up, at which point he couldn't do anything else. We're at 14 kills, by the way. One thing that I do want to mention, guys, and this is very, very important. I want to talk quickly about solo quads here. For me, I can handle solo quads. Solo quads is very difficult, guys. I don't care if we talk about stacking. It's a team game. It is a team game, guys. We're queuing into a team of 4. So we're going to go ahead and take out this guy right here, just with some good shots with the detour right here. And then we also have the guy to my right side that I'm going to notice. But as soon as we don't get that, we're going to push up. We're going to get the thirst here, and then we're going to go ahead and pay attention to minimap pings. Real quick, though, guys, when it comes to solo quads, it's very, very difficult. Yes, it is a team game. What I want you to keep in mind is that, I'm going to pause this. I want you to keep in mind that when your teammates die, you end up on radar. A lot of people forget about this, right? A lot of people forget because there's nothing that tells us that happens. But when I am playing solo quads, if I die, or bigger thing here is like, I don't have to worry about my teammates dying, right? If my teammates die, I end up on radar. If your teammates die, you end up on radar, at which point that team is potentially coming out where you are, and then you've got to make the decision from there. So I'm telling you that because you have to keep in mind that enemies are paying attention after they kill your teammate to where you're moving to, okay? I'm not saying solo quads is easier. I'm just saying you have to keep that in mind. Okay, I guess that's the one easier part of solo quadding. We're just going to play positioning here. I got a bunch of people around. We're going to catch this guy out in the open. You've got to be able to get that kill right there. That kill, again, gives us those minimap pings. And by the way, we're zooming here. 17 kills. And by the way, did you notice this? Watch. Okay, guys, it's not about the first... I mean, sometimes it's about the first 2 seconds of the minimap pings. But watch this guy right here, okay? First of all, he's a little bit tough to see in the beginning, but now we clearly see that he's on our level, right? So boom, we slide cancel through, we center our crosshairs, we anticipate based on that dot, and now we're just going to keep working through because I don't know where he is. Let's go keep the pressure on here. Keep the pressure on. Really good play. Really good play by that guy to re-challenge that. I don't know if he replayed it or not. I just got caught a little off guard. I got caught chasing. I should have thought ahead there and tried to meet him somewhere. I should have pushed out this door here. I should have pushed out the door that I came from. Let's learn from this, guys. Don't chase because I'm broken as well. So I should have pushed out these doors to the right side here and tried to meet him up top here and played that angle. The problem is, if I was not broken in this moment, I can chase him. Okay, I've just got to be careful of a re-challenge not to get my camera broken. But because we're both broken, the moment that I don't get him there and I'm the one chasing, he's now in control of this fight. By the way, regain, we're going right back to biometric scanner here. Let's go into biometric scanner because we still have that option. We're going to go ahead, get a quick little regain in here. We're going to get our lethals, tacticals, perks, loadout guns. Don't forget about this option, guys, especially when you are playing with a squad, because this, in my opinion, is a personal loadout crate because we're showing geolocation right here. Boom. Just showed it there for you. I blocked it on screen, of course, in terms of my IP address and everything. We showed geo right there. So in terms of biometric scanner, guys, you know, it's a personal loadout crate if you get silver, gold, platinum. You get lethals and tacticals, you get your loadout perk, and you should get enough cash or have enough cash that you can buy your own guns. Now, what else do we buy? We buy a portable radar. One guy's shooting down below. We're going to act on that immediately. They're going to go ahead and take my thirst. But what's the biggest thing that we notice here? 2 big things. Number 1. Actually, you know what? I don't technically notice it yet. We'll talk about this here in a second. Okay? One guy out to my left side here on buy station. Pretty easy kill. Watch this enemy right here. Watch this one. Watch this guy. Okay? Watch this guy right here. See that? You hear that? Listen. That's a very obvious situation that he's pushing into. But in this moment, guys, I noticed one thing. Look at all of this, baby. They have to get to here. This is low risk, high reward kills, okay? It's low risk because I have high ground. I'm in circle. It's high reward because there's so many of them. There's one thing that I can't do here. This is a no down situation. If at any point in time you feel like you're getting shot at, you need to back off, okay? Because we don't have self-revive. Our game respawn is disabled, so our game would be over, but it also gives them a window to rotate. Good shots right there. A lot of you guys leave long-range kills on the table. I'm going to be honest. You got to work on being precise with that right stick and really hitting those long-range shots. Unfortunate situation right there, but hey, I'm in no rush, baby. They've all got to push to me. I see the two guys down low there. This guy's going to jump off. Knocked. One guy down below. Thermite. I am using thermites, or I was for this game. I'm still back and forth, but I am using smokes. This guy's dead down below here. Now, I'm going to use that little window of opportunity, knowing that he's not going to, that the second enemy is not going to repeat this, to go ahead, and he also smoked straight ahead of me, to go ahead and grab the AR ammo because I was out of AR ammo. We're back up to 210. What do? We immediately rotate over. What do I notice? Look at where they've got to get to. They've got to get to Big Living. They can't rotate out in the open here or else they're going to get fried, okay? So we just kind of play up top here. One guy flared. Ready? One. Dead. By the way, I'm at 21 kills. Knocked. Another one rotating out in the open. He can't do anything. Knocked. Thirsted. Full killed. Dead. We're up to 23. One guy flying in above me, trying to get in zone. There's number 24. Boom. There's number 25, right? And all of a sudden, guys, we're in a great position. We're in on a scale of 1 to 10, guys, we're in about an 8 right now. Maybe a 7. We've got 25 kills. We've got 10 enemies alive. We've got some buy stations in zone. We've got a brutal circle rotation. That's the one downside here. We are in a great spot for 30 kills. We've just got to basically rotate early here. We got to get into zone. I'm looking at zone right there, guys, going, okay, where are we going to get to? Okay, let's take a quick look here early. Let's always try to rotate early. Where can we get to? Okay, we need to figure out where we can go to find some cover. Now, immediately I'm thinking, let's go control. Let's late rotate into zone here. Get high alerted left. I've got people straight ahead here, but we're just going to use our smokes. We're going to trust our smokes here, and we're going to immediately get into zone. Or, sorry, get into control, at which point we can start to finesse here. Anticipator on the right side here. Broken. We're just going to keep playing patient. We have enough for a gas mask if we need it. One guy out front. Yep, we're just going to catch him off guard there. And unfortunately, we go down to enemy number 2. Is what it is, guys. 25 and 3. 25 and 3 in that lobby. And by the way, guys, you'll see it right here. I'm going to show Geo once again, just so you guys can confirm. But when we talk about these sweaty lobbies, guys, aim, movement, positioning, gameplay strategy, it's the exact same thing. The biggest difference is the pace at which stuff happens, okay? Everything happens much quicker. You got to make decisions quicker. Your margin for error is much smaller. You've got to be repositioning more, changing your pace better. And you're going to see right here, guys, that I will show you geolocation as we finish. We're going to show it right here. I hope you found today's video helpful, guys. If you did, take a second, make sure you are subscribed down below. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.